Port Harcourt has started operations. Members of the public functional. A notice displayed at the entrance, free sample with intensive equipped and a helipad for emergency evacuations. Meanwhile, residents of River State have taken to social media to express hope that the mother and child hospital on Aba Road, Port Harcourt, will also be opened. The 132-bed facility features 50 delivery rooms, 6 modular operating theaters, in vitro fertilization services, as well as fluoroscopic and mammography equipment. While still talking about health, the River State government has started a 5-day maternal and neonatal mortality reduction innovative initiative activation workshop. It is part of an effort to curb preventable death among mothers and newborns in the state. The co-creation workshop marks the formal onboarding of River State into the Mortality Reduction Innovation Initiative and brings together government officials, health experts, development partners, and traditional leaders to develop a coordinated and data-driven response to maternal and newborn death. Speaking at the opening of the workshop, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Adeze Ore, says the initiative will take a deep dive into the underlying causes of maternal and neonatal mortality with particular focus on 6 local government areas identified as having the highest burden of maternal deaths.
So the uniqueness of the MAMI initiative is that we use evidence to elicit the reasons for these deaths so that the solutions will be context specific and tailored to the particular environment where those deaths are occurring. For us in River State, we have 6 MAMI local governments, and so these MAMI local governments are the local governments with the highest burden of maternal deaths in the state. They are Akukutoru, Andoni, Ahoda West, Boni, Eche, and Emoha.
The Commissioner reaffirmed the state government's resolve to significantly reduce and eliminate preventable maternal and newborn deaths. The Planning and State Engagement Associate, National Swap Coordination Office, Dr. Aden Ahmed, also spoke.
So River State is the last, not because it is less important, but because of so many logistic issues that you have to organize it well and deliver well. And we are confident the commitment we see from the states, looking at the commitment of the Honorable Commissioner for Health and the Permanent Secretary and many other stakeholders, including our Royal Highnesses, the Algon and the Chairman. So truly we are confident River State is going to crash maternal mortality as planned.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Medical Association is rejecting claims by the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress that doctors benefited from an upgrade of the Consolidated Medical Salary Structure. NMA National Publicity Secretary Dr. Manir Bature said in Gusau on Monday that there was no upgrade in 2014, only a correction of errors in the salary structure to restore it to its original approved position. He warns that calling it special treatment for doctors is misleading and could create conflict in the health sector. The NMA urges the NLC and TUC to avoid spreading misinformation and calls on the federal government to continue using the collective bargaining agreement process to resolve industrial and welfare issues in the health sector. It also recommends focusing on retaining and rewarding doctors and nurses while outsourcing non-core services to improve efficiency. Well, away from health to politics now, the board chairman of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Senator Magnus Abe, says the minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, remains the political leader in River State. Senator Abe made the statement following comments by presidential aide Daniel Bala, who insisted Governor Siminalayi Fubara is the leader of the APC in River State. While speaking on Monday during the revalidation of his APC membership at Ward 16 Beda in Gokana local government area, Senator Abe says the APC in River State belongs to the renewed whole political family led by Minister Wike.
There is no problem in the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State. We are part of the Renewed Hope family, led by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. He is the leader of the politics of Rivers State. And the APC in Rivers State is working with him. We are working as one united family. The governor is a member of our party and we'll work together. But as far as the politics of Rivers State is concerned, the Minister of the FCT is the leader of the Renewed Hope family in Rivers State. There is no confusion and there is no dispute.
Well, he also urges APC members to revalidate their membership in order to support the re election of President Bola Tinubu. Meanwhile, the All Progressive Congress is dismissing reports that Vice President Kashim Shettima could be replaced as President Bola Tinubu's running mate for the 2027 elections. APC National Publicity Secretary Felix Morka spoke on Channels Television on Monday, saying the party is focused on governance and not on election rumors. He also reassures Nigerians that the party is committed to inclusivity. The APC leadership described the report about Shettima's removal as purely speculative, untrue, and baseless, even though political groups continue to suggest other names. Speculation about Shettima started gaining attention in mid 2025, and now to a story. In mid 2025, well, in another development, the National Assembly is considering a proposal to allow prison inmates in Nigeria to vote in elections. Senate leader Senator Obeyemi Bamidele says the bill, part of the ongoing amendment of the Electoral Act, would also require funds for general elections to be released at least 1 year before the election day. He adds that the 2025 electoral bill includes at least 20 new features that would make it different from previous election laws. In other news, Justice Emmanuel Subelim of the National Industrial Court has ordered workers of the Federal Capital Territory Administration to suspend their strike and return to work. The order follows a suit filed by FCT Minister Nyesom Wike asking the court to compel the workers to end the industrial action. The judge says strikes must stop once a dispute is taken to the National Industrial Court, warning that failure to comply could attract sanctions. The case has been adjourned to March 25th, 2026 for hearing. Well, let's go on a quick break now. When we return, Chorba residents lament poor power supply despite protest. Do stay with us. The news. The traditional ruler of Banga community in Kana local government area of River State, His Royal Majesty King Swano Baridam, the Wenemene of Banga Kingdom, is appealing to residents and indigents of the kingdom to remain calm and law-abiding following a forward assassination attempt on his life. In a statement, the monarch warns against violence, spreading false information, or taking the law into one's hand. Now, saying such actions threaten peace and safety in Banga Kingdom, in your kingdom, and the wider Kana local government area. He assures the public that justice will be pursued transparently and calls on residents to cooperate with security agencies. He also thanked security personnel, community leaders, and well-wishers for their support and prayers. Still talking about security, the Defense Headquarters says an investigation has found claims that some officers were plotting to overthrow the government, confirming an earlier report in 2025. In October 2025, 16 officers were arrested for breaking military rules. Major General Samaila Uba, the new director of Defense Information, says a full investigation was carried out following military procedures. The investigation shows that some officers have cases to answer, and the report has been sent to the proper authorities. Uba says those involved will face trial before military court under the Armed Forces Act. Now, he adds that the process will be fair and follow due process. Meanwhile, human rights lawyer Femi Falana San is criticizing the Nigerian military over its handling of an alleged coup plot involving some officers. Falana says the military misled Nigerians by earlier denying the existence of a coup plot, only to later confirm it. Speaking on Channel Television, he says the military should apologize to Nigerians for the contradiction. Falanos says the detained officers should not be tried by court-martial, adding that alleged coup cases must be handled by a federal or state high court. Now let's come back home to Choba, where residents of the community in Obiakwa local government area of River State say power supply has not improved despite last Saturday's protest. Over the weekend, protesters locked out workers at the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company substation in Choba, complaining of constant outages and demanding a move from their current category to B and A. Well, some residents now say they may relocate due to the high cost of running generators, charging phones in shops, and buying water.
Light is very, very essential to human nature, so there is need for we to have light.
See this month, light not this stable. We suffer for light. And I first don't say, and they get water. At the fit outside, sometimes it sorts from other compound.
My only issue is that the light does not last. When they bring the lights, it doesn't like stay for an hour or plus. They just take it. Because of that, I can't charge my phone or anything. I only go to pay and charge.
While responding, the feeder manager of the PHED substation in Choba, Isaac Emunoto, says it is almost impossible to place Choba on B and A, explaining that band B and A is meant for commercial users, not residential communities. He says power supply has been low in recent months and adds that the substation with a 33 kVA line load cannot supply Choba's 11 kVA load and band B and A speed. At band B and A speed, Emunoto, I beg your pardon, at band A speed. Now, Emunoto says the problem is mainly from the transmission station.
Federal government have been able to segregate electricity into band as the so if you are on band A, you're actually a commercial line. It's not for community use.
Meanwhile, the Deputy General Secretary of the Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies, Innocent Lord Douglas, says the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company has started giving out free electricity meters to some households in the city. He says the exercise follows a federal government directive for the distribution of 500,000 World Bank funded smart meters. Speaking on Nigeria for FM's Morning Crossfire on Tuesday, Lord Douglas said more free meters are unlikely once the 500,000 meters are exhausted. In business now, Nigeria's total gas production rose by nearly 8% in 2025, increasing from 2.508 trillion standard cubic feet in 2024 to 2.706 trillion standard cubic feet. Now, data from the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission shows that non-associated gas recorded stronger gas. Gas flaring also increased slightly. Gas utilization also improved, rising to 2.500 trillion standard cubic feet in 2025 as more gas was used for domestic consumption and export.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
The European Union and India have reached major trade deals in aviation between those 20 Qatar and aircraft and spacecraft will be reduced or removed. Import. The river statement has finally opened the Dr. Peter Odili heard that the APC is denying plans to replace Shetima as president in running mate. And on the foreign scene, India